How do you feel about the message hip hop is sending today's generation?
Hip hop, I mean, all in all, you know, it's more bad than it's good to me from what I've heard. You know, I think that there are some rappers, you know, they have truth to their message that they're sending out. You know, they've lived through it, and then some of them are just writing absurd things. You know, they haven't lived it, they don't know what they're talking about, and it's making our generation, you know, it's making our generation want to be like them. You know, there's little kids saying, oh, I want to be like Lil Wayne, you know, but he's in jail right now. You know, that's not somebody who you should model yourself after, you know, no matter if he's in there for the right reason or the wrong reason, you know. I just think that our kids today, and even people my age, you know, they shouldn't want to model themselves after somebody that's going to jail or somebody who does drugs, you know, somebody who's not living the correct type of life, you know.
So as three beautiful black women that stand before us, how do you feel it affects you? How do you feel that their lyrics affect y'all as a whole, as black women?
It affects society. So I mean, if you're affecting one person, we're in the whole. So I mean, if our youth is going around talking about we some head busters, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't know how to read, and they don't know how to read, and they're our future. Like, you're basically destroying society.
Yes.
You can't say you're
okay to call females bitches and tricks and hoes.
Can you edit
Excuse my language.
Excuse
my language, but it's time to be real. Like, it's not okay, and still females and males want to bump the music and think that it's okay when it's really not. Like, it's really a problem.
And you know, people are dropping out of school. Oh, I'm gonna be like Lil Wayne. First of all, if you want to be like Lil Wayne, everybody can't drop out of school and get shot, you know, times and survive. This shit's not gonna happen. And all these people, like Soulja Boy, I don't know how he got a record deal. I don't know. Watch me, whatever. Go ahead, you, Soulja Boy. I'm not mad, but it's rappers like them that are destroying hip hop. Like, you don't get to hear the old type of good rap music. You know, the stuff that we jump in.
You know, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? That stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know. I mean, come on, who really wants to sleep with every girl in the world? I mean, really?
And how appropriate is it for you to have BET videos with your tail half?
You know, it's just not sending out a good message, you know, and young men, you know, they're singing that song and not knowing it, you know, but it's really being embedded into their subconscious, you know, and your subconscious, you know, from our civility conference that I went to, it really controls, you know, 90% of your life, so, I mean, it's a big deal. You know, nobody wants to sleep with girl. Come on now. I mean, that's ignorant.
And if you have so much power, like hip hop artists have a lot of power with their music and everything, you would think they would try to flip the script and maybe talk about something positive. Yes, there are some rappers out there who are talking about real life, but I mean, you're teaching. I mean, my thing is you're teaching. Not even just youth, but you're teaching us to be like them, and I don't want to be like anybody who's going to prison because I just have too much class to be in jail.
That's right, that's right. So how do y'all feel? What do you think should be done to improve its perception in the media?
I think us as black people, or whatever you want to call yourselves, or even even anybody from any race, you know, you support this type of music. I mean, that's great, you know, because every type of music, country, you know, blues, jazz, they all have something to offer, you know. There's nothing wrong with that, but we should stand up for what we believe in, but not in the negativity that is bringing to this music. Because, you know, as soon as somebody hears rap, you know, they're gonna think about, oh, Eminem or Vanilla Ice. You know, they're gonna think about like Ice Cube, and they're gonna think about Lil Wayne. They're gonna think about black people, and it's making the image of black people go down. And we have to, you know, every black person doesn't rap. Every black person doesn't think they should sleep with every girl in the world, you know?
B-box on the corner.
So I just think us as black people, you know, that's just something that we're gonna have to start taking a stand against, you know, and speaking up against. Yeah, you can bob your head to it, but the lyrics can be cleaned up a lot more. They can be a lot more positive. You know, they can appreciate women. You know, so
get rid of the N-word. It's not an everyday common word. N-word is ignorance, and you're basically telling, oh, okay, well, if I can rap about it, and you know, I can say it. This white person can be like, oh, I can say it too because Eminem and Lil Wayne say it. No, you can't. You walk up to me and you, girl, yes, crack the bottle, all up in there. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's you have a big role. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're Barack Obama or anything, but I mean, you have a big role. Like, people look up to you. The least you can do, you know what I'm saying? The least you can do is filter your words, filter your videos. We don't want to see females with no clothes on. Respect women. We're not all bees and hoes. There's some of us who have class. I know.
You're asking me?
We're not all.
I'm asking both of y'all.
So maybe that's how I feel.
Which you want to go first?
I'm sorry, there's a few. I think that hip hop affects the youth in both a good and bad way. The good way being that some rappers and artists will talk about the struggles they've been through and how they're a better person because of it. And so that gives the youth kind of a, what is the word I'm looking for? Kind of the desire to want to get through everything that they're going through and keep on pressing on until they actually get what they want. And in a bad way, because some youth might think that the only thing that matters are drugs, sex, and alcohol. So they're just going to give up on school, they're going to give up on everything else except for trying to sell drugs or trying to do this or doing everything that's negative. So therefore you can look at it either way. And I mean, there really is no definite answer, it's good or bad. It's kind of a mixture of both.
So for me, I think with hip hop, in a way though, before hip hop even actually came out, the black community actually in some ways was still very violent, and it portrayed a lot of, like, it had some negative parts, but only problem with then as opposed to today is today now someone would be quicker to shoot you as opposed to someone pulling out a bat or a chain or something like that. And I think hip hop actually kind of promotes that a little bit, and that's kind of what, you know, becomes a problem. But other than that, I really see majority of hip hop today actually not being quite that bad because people understand that it is really just for entertainment.
And
Then certain people do
on
play
how
into it.
the hip hop affects the community and the youth of today.
And so,
well, in my opinion, I feel that hip hop has a somewhat bad influence on the youth because, like, all that hip hop artists such as Lil Wayne, Young Jeezy, and all the little rappers or whatever, all they basically talk about is what they have. I mean, like, what about your education? Like, what about, you know, what about the other important things other than materialistic things? And I feel that the youth just will think about what rappers say. So therefore, it has a bad influence on the youth.
And I guess also it like takes away a person's individuality because most of the time, like now, because Nicki Minaj, everybody want to be Barbies or gangsters, and rappers and stuff like that. And like hip hop used to tell a story. Now it's like selling drugs and smoking weed, having sex.
that's what honestly they listen to.
Like if they can take the word, I don't want to curse, but
It's a documentary.
Well, what is the word?
if they can take the word bitch or nigga and make it popular, why can't they do the same thing with education? Put that in a song.
Good point. Good point.
10.
All right, now that you've seen what everybody has to say on Winston-Salem State's campus about how they feel about hip-hop and how it's affecting our generation and our youth, we feel as a group that we should all take part in writing a petition to 102 Jams explaining the importance of them changing their hours so that the children and the younger generation will not hear such things being played. So we plan to write this petition in order to let them know that it would be best if they would just not exactly change all of it, but kind of do some differences in order to make it better for our generation.
Also, the parents should get involved too. Control the type of music your children listen to somehow.
And we're just hoping that our petition plan goes well.
And the goal is to have no negative influence. Thank you, and we'll talk to you later.